Okay, so you want a tax cut? Well, just pick up the phone or click your mouse. That's all it could take to potentially save thousands of dollars in taxes annually by having your property value reassessed. Dani Babb here to explain how simple it is. Dani, my favorite guest. She's a real estate expert extraordinaire. She's founder of the Babb Group. When it's her company, she can name it after herself, like a TV anchor can. Good to see you.
You too.
Everyone's doing this now, right?
Lots of people. We have in a lot of states. This, for example, California, about 1,000 people, 2007, 12,000 last year.
Wow. Well, I want to go over some cases and talk about trends in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. Some of these individual cases. What people were able to hack things down, right?
They are. They're able to hack things down. Some make it as simple as calling in or doing it online to get your property value reassessed. By reassessing,
you have to call someone in the township, come over, look at things now, because I think everything's been going down.
Well, if only they'd come over. It doesn't quite work like that.
Really?
You're going to, basically what you do is when you get your property tax bill, you've got a period of time, 2 weeks to 60 days, to submit a claim that your property tax is incorrect. Now, people that are over the...
What do you have to do to prove it, as we give Texas as another example, but what do you have to do to prove it?
Well, it depends on the county, but most of the time you're going to require one appraisal, which is going to cost you between $200 and $500. Get one appraisal and then go look at 3 homes that are comparable to your home and show how they're different and what their value is.
Okay. Now, obviously, people who have done this or even more have seen dramatic results, including in California,
yes,
where I guess you'd see some of the bigger savings because you had the bigger run up and then run down. But is it harder there when all the properties have been experiencing the same funk and the township is leery of rewarding all the protesting homeowners?
Well, they don't really have much of a choice if you can prove this. I mean, they can always say no, but you can ask for a reassessment again, another evaluation.
And you can appeal their ruling.
You can, and it does go to a state court when that happens in most cases. So.
And do you win in the state court?
Most of the time, the homeowners, most of the time the counties are not really fighting it. There's not much to fight when you come in with an appraisal and you come in with comps and you come in with sometimes an error in the property tax. For example, it might show you have a 3-car garage and you have a 2. You might have a leak in your basement. That drops your property value. So there are small things too that add up. If you're over the age of 65, a lot of counties are giving you a break, and maybe you just turned 65.
But they don't necessarily bring somebody to your house.
They don't bring someone to your house. No.
Okay, because now there's this trend, a lot of townships, municipalities are saying, you know what, we're tired of fighting these individual cases. We're going to reassess everybody.
Yes.
Now, how do they do that?
They do that. Every county has a formula that they're using to determine your property tax. Some have Mellore's, for example, that are added additional tax. They take the formula, they're either changing the formula and just flat out reducing the tax rate, or they're just flat out cutting based on zip code across the board values, and then...
But they can't do this, so they're down to 20–30% in funds, right? So they'll have to readjust the tax rate to reflect the lower values, right?
Well, they do have to adjust them down to reflect the lower values.
I know that, but then in order to get their money, they can just, well, we'll just hike the tax rate, right?
Some have done that, and other counties have argued that overall, if somebody's tax liability is lower, they're going to go out and spend in their county, which will result in added sales tax, and so that's how they're going to ultimately get their budgets back in order.
But short term, they're going to take a big pinch.
They are going to take a big pinch, and like for example, Orange County, California is already saying, hey, we're down like 25% in revenues because of claims, and they don't, they're just cutting that out of their budget. They just flat out don't have the money.
But are they stopping the reassessments?
They're not stopping the reassessments. Every homeowner has a right to a reassessment. They just have to make sure they do it within that appeals window and make sure they always pay their tax and write paid in protest if you do pay.
All right. Dani, thank you very much.